We're good to start?
Probably. Let me ask.
Are we good to start?
Boy, boy, no fucking way, boy.
Hi, Prince. Yes, I am.
Way.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. We have Game Rogue action here, I believe week 4? I may be wrong. Do correct me if I am. My apologies. Okay, I've been told to stop the timer. We already have some sort of issue here. Happy Father's Day. Okay, so... we have Division 2 action here between Yeagerists and Artemis Durag. I don't know much about the Artemis org, but I have been seeing them picking up a lot of very high quality teams. Obey last night at casted one of their games, and now Durag. Canada apparently has to leave and rejoin. I don't know why it took him a solid minute to just leave, because he has sound glitch. So we are going to wait on him to return. But this should be a very, very good match. I don't have predictions, unfortunately, on these two teams, and looking at standings very quickly, Durag standing on top of Division 2 right now, I believe undefeated as of this moment, with a 25 plus 25 round differential. Meanwhile, you look at Yeagerists, they're almost at the bottom of the division. They have, I think, a singular or maybe 2 overtime wins. They have negative 13 round differential, so based off of that, this should favor Durag, and I haven't seen Yeagerist. I was talking with their rep, he was talking them up, saying they're one of the top ranked stacks around. They've won a bunch of, I think, Face-Its, Go4s, a bunch of tournaments. I haven't seen them play. I've been trying to cast a game of theirs for a bit, but they keep on having to reschedule games and getting some forfeit wins here and there, but I'm excited to see how it goes. On the other side, you have Durag. Just a classic team. Durag has been the most dominant team, I dare say, ever. You go into a Durag game assuming that they will win. They win every single league championship. They win just anything. And even then, their roster has been kind of malleable. Even while that's happened, they have still been just utterly dominant. They've had sort of this classic core, really, of, I think that's Modelo as Model the Grinch, Shakovich, and then Bruv. I don't know Nate or Space Cadet. I think I've seen Nate play before. And then, we've also seen, I think Zat tonight is playing for Yeagerists, and then Jedi Joey. I think he's also put in some time for Durag, but tonight playing actually against his former team here to talk about the bands. Very standard, sort of standard bands. The Jackal band, not too surprised. Real, just plain comfort band there from Durag. The Osa band, I'm a bit surprised to see. Osa can be effective. I don't think that that's really a favorite of Durag. I would describe their playstyle as just sort of ranked-esque. They play aggressive. They focus on winning gunfights, getting a simple push down, or having a simple hold, and just utterly dominating. There's not much else to it. But, as I mentioned, that Osa ban is a bit interesting. I don't think that that's a target ban. It doesn't seem like a great comfort ban. If it is, I can see Osa's usefulness. I just do not know if that's the best ban, considering that Cade is still on the board. You know, as well as some other key picks. You know, maybe wanting to get Fenrir off the board would have been worthwhile, or even banning a Valkyrie. Although, not too surprised to see that Mira ban as well from Yeagerists. Mira, I think, currently the most banned defender right now, and understandably so. I'm not a huge fan, personally, of Mira bans, but I can understand why they would ban it. Mira is popular on this map, particularly on the second floor sites, even though this is a first floor hold here, the top site for pretty much any team, Armory and Throne, although I find it interesting that they seem to be sort of setting up above as well, or at least making their presence known vertically. But I'm just not a huge fan of Mira bans, because I believe that it's pretty easy to work around the Mira and to destroy it, but
a bomb has been located.
So, the last ban is that Solis ban. Again, not too surprised about it. I don't see it very often, frankly. I've been seeing it more recently. But it is not terribly surprising, because Solis brings just such great utility with that Specchio sensor, able to detect pretty much anything, and really provide some very, very important, very helpful intel to that defending roster. Now, a minute in here, and already vertical being taken here by Durag, trying to press their way forward now. Shakovic might be on the front line, takes down Canada there, headshot from the IQ, and looking for a second one, spots one on yellow. That'll actually be Model with a headshot on a Jedi Joey. Gennaro gets a headshot on Shakovic, however, still outnumbered now. Yeagerists losing vertically here, half the round elapsed. Gennaro falling back. I think he realizes one over by Lockers, waiting for that swing, refiring a bit. Now, I think baiting out a couple of rounds from Bruv there over on Locker. Meow gets a nitro onto Model, turning him to the newest member of Team Rocket there. And as this vertical is being opened up here, and as Yellow Wall will be popped open by Bruv, seems to be that this Durag hold is finally taking shape here. Onto this Armory side from Yellow Wall. Now opening up Yellow, able to allow them to sort of split open this entire objective, particularly the Armory side, but still going to put a lot of pressure on both sides of the objective. Probably stronger decision than opening up either barrels or maintenance. It also does allow them to get vertical play down, but I don't know how much that's going to be helpful to them right now, as they seem to be kind of stalling here. They have 30 seconds left, having to deal with some issues from Jaw over on Drug there. Zat will take down Bruv. Now Bruh and Space Cadet, last two left. As I say that, speak of the devil, Bruh killed. Space Cadet, the last one left, 1v3 situation, trying to finish this round out, trying to maybe pick this back up, swung and killed by Zat. Yeagerists will pick up an opening round here. What's up, Canadian? Good opening round there for Yeagerists. Just great work on capitalizing on the opportunities that they were afforded. Score predictions.
Defenders, protect your bomb.
The key problem is that I've seen Shonara play, I've seen Jedi Joey play, I've seen Zat play. I haven't seen Meow, Canada, Bruh, Nate, or Space Cadet play. And so, also as a whole, I haven't seen Yeagerists play before. So, I'm going to predict, mainly because I don't know how Yeagerists plays and what their skill level is, although from what I've been told they are very skilled and they did just pick up a round here. I'm going to say 7-5 in favor of Durag. But to sum up that last round, as we now head to this initiation office defense here from Yeagerists, you know, just early losses from the defending team, losing vertical, did manage to chip off a good amount of time in exchange, but ended up losing vertical as well as a couple of roamers. But then, you know, bounced back quickly and able to capitalize on Durag just sort of, I would say, waffling. That's a good way to put it. It's just that they had momentum, they had a wall, they had vertical, they just slowed down too much, and as a result, they didn't really dedicate themselves to a push, and so they allowed Yeagerists to creep out of the site and make plays on them, instead of... Yeah, I could see that. I could see it going Yeagerist's way, though. I don't know. Like I said, I just haven't seen them play before. I would be surprised if Yeagerists win, simply because I just haven't seen... I don't know the baseline. That, you know, ultimately unable to really get a push and execute going in particular. Although they had all the pieces there, they just didn't go for an execute, and so Durag ultimately allowed Yeagerists to just press back out and get an easy kill. Gennaro from afar, though, taking down Bruv there, making some plays on the cash dash side. Jedi Joey will get a kill of his own on a Bruh Nate. The Nook out of the round, as well as the very, very important ace. They still have Shakovic as that Capitao, so he still has those can openers. Secondary hard breach charges, 2v5. Now Gennaro takes down Model up to just space cadet, and Shakovic trying to pick this round back up. Shakovic waiting. Gennaro spotted and quickly gunned down by Shakovic. Looking for a second frag here. Does spotting that's all the way back on Yellow Hall. I think that's Jedi Joey there. Meow trying to get his own kill here, trying to play back into Cash Dash. Space Cadet trying to stop the flank. Possibly a minute left here. Shakovic trying to figure this out here. Now 1v4, Meow takes down Jack. Now traded out, actually. No! Meow with a quick double kill. The Jaeger able to finish off Durag. 2-0 lead right now for Yeagerists. Alright. So, right now Durag seems off. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with them, but they just seem unable to push currently. Which is kind of a big problem, because you kind of have to push to get on site to get a plant to win a round. But right now they're just getting shredded by Yeagerist setup. You know? Last round they just sort of ran into a brick wall on Cash, and then they tried rotating towards control, and it didn't work either because of all the angles that were set up by Yeagerists. You know, Yeagerists basically opened up the entire site, really. Obviously within reason, you know, didn't pull a casual roulette strat out and just open up the entire site all shotguns or anything, but, you know, putting down head holes here, feet holes there, opening up a rotate from initiation towards bunk, just really allowed them to make Durag uncomfortable, which is a bit surprising. I just haven't seen Durag like this before. But, you know, doing just that is what they have to do in order to pick up this game here. Now, Durag, probably the key for them if they want to stop the momentum right now of Yeagerists is just to get an organized push going. They don't seem to have a whole lot of leadership at the moment, which is kind of an issue, to say the least. And so, if they do want to pick this up, Canada going to take down one. Bruh Nate will trade him out, however. On the roam, that Frost able to get a pretty valuable kill, picking off Bruv, and Nate will trade himself out for Zat. Puts his team back at even now, but still not the best opening there. Losing some valuable intel with locked in Bruv and that Gemini hologram, as well as those frag grenades. I'm sure that they would enjoy having those to deal with some of these shields that are now cleared out. Thankfully, Shakovic dedicating one of those Zepero charges for that, but still. And then obviously losing Bra will unfortunately take out those Twitch drones, which would have been helpful for getting rid of this utility, but still. Now Selma's going down here onto the side of by Yellow. Meow gonna take down Shakovic. But Yeagerists again in the lead now, swinging and spotting Space Cadet gets almost a double kill. Gennaro able to get the assist, however. Put himself in the right space at the right time, gets a sight sweep here for Yeagerists, who are just rolling at the moment. Now, at this point, I mean, Durag have to get back in control. I would argue that there's only one good site on this map. It's Armory. It's Armory and Throne, which is where we're about to see Yeagerists go back to. They had a very good performance there last time. And they just got a site sweep. Put a lot of wind in their sails just now. Very, very helpful for them.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
And
attackers.
so you know, they're rolling. Durag needs more than one attack round. Truly, the ideal situation for them is that they just split this 3-3. They get back in control, because in my opinion, this is an attacker-favored map. And without Mira, I would say that it skewers even more. Without Mira and Solus, I would say it skewers even more attack-favored. But right now, Durag is just not there. They are not winning their gunfights. After 3 rounds, more than half of their team have either a donut or a breadstick, and that is very uncharacteristically Durag. Or very uncharacteristic of Durag, pardon me. Because usually Durag are the ones that are backwards as defense-based, most defense-based map rally in the game. I would argue Villa is more defense-based, but that's just me. But I mean, they need at least one attack round. I've seen comebacks from 5-1. Really, truly, they should sweep back. Villanova, yeah, that's understandable. I just don't think that this map is as defense favored as, yeah. Shaq trying to maybe do some entry work here for Durag. Trying to, again, pick up a couple of kills here, as I mentioned. You know, Durag, pretty much all of them negative at this point. More than half of their players either have a breadstick or a donut, which is very uncharacteristic of them. Usually they're the aggressors. Usually they're the ones getting these kills, winning these gunfights, and dictating the pace. But right now, Yeagerists is just walking all over them at this point. And something needs to change in order for Durag to get back on track, to get back in control. Zat takes down Shakovic. Unfortunately, that Iana again killed here, and Brunate gonna do some entry work here. Swings takes down Jedi Joey. The Mozzie cleared out. I think at this point a Nitro gonna go out. Unfortunately for Model, gonna be killed there, losing that primary hard breach. They still have Bra with those secondary hard breach charges, as Bra will get the frag there onto NPC Canada. Will finally clear out that roam, finally get rid of the Frost, but to take them a significant chunk of time here, which seems to be another recurring issue right now for Durag, is that they are spending way too much time on this roam clear. Jaw almost getting droned out there does take down the Twitch drone being used by Bra. Caught from above. Bra able to use just a couple of skeleton key shots. Will pop open that floor and pretty much marching his way to the site here. But 30 seconds left. Zat and Meow only have to hold for about half a minute, and they'd be up 4-0. They still have all the walls. Running on a site, however, Space Cadet takes down Zat and Meow, now in a tough situation. Got between a rock and a hard place. Plant going down from Space Cadet now. looking for maybe a frag. Meow will get one here on the Bruh. 2v1 situation. Post plant knows one is over by for Armory. Bruh gonna take a tad of damage now, trying to push split here, and Space Cadet shuts him down. And Durag will pick up that key first round here. Alright. So, very important round there for Durag. Down 3-1. Down 3-0, pardon me. Now down 3-1. So they're making a comeback here, it seems. They're on the right track. We'll have to see if they can sustain this momentum, but they have seemingly stopped the flow, really, of Yeagerists.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
So,
bombs if they can.
at this point, you know, Durag needs to keep rolling. We finally saw a good round from them, and the main reason that they did well was because of the fact that they moved, and they moved quickly. They finally were the aggressor. Past few rounds, they've sort of, you know, slowed down as they approached the objective. This time, they didn't do well, didn't do amazing, I would say, on clearing out the roam. Did take them probably a bit too long, because they left themselves with about a minute to get the push down. And then they sort of slowed down. They obviously, also another problem for them is that they lost their ace. They've been putting him in peril a lot through these rounds, and it's sort of thrown off their game plan, because then they have to resort to, usually it's Bruv, but I think I've also seen Shakovic bringing that can opener. So, you know, I think that that's also slowing down their push, but that last round, they pretty much just stormed onto the site, and the key for them, really, to winning the round was them playing aggressively and winning those gunfights, just sort of forcing themselves into the objective.
Reloading. Reload.
So now, another initiation office hold. Seemingly the same setup here, in essence, from Yeagerists. Again, very open. This time it seems more oriented, however, towards this cafe push that we will be seeing here from Durag. I'm a bit surprised to see them pulling out this push onto the cafe side. Last time they went for control and cash, I guess they obviously didn't have a whole lot of success for it. I guess they just thought that we should just switch wholesale to cafe. Meow looking for an angle here, looking to get a potential frag. You're now going to fall back, unfortunately. Does not get anything there. Yeah, they're moving slowly. It's been a recurring issue for them. Space Cadet looking for a frag here, will spot one. Unfortunately, I think he hits more wall than man. Meow trying to potentially stop this push now. Locked in Bruv, Canada, and Zat all going to get frags. Bruv traded out now. Shakovic takes down Janaro. 3v2 here as Zat and Meow again in the hot seat. Again, these two players left to try and clutch this round up. Nitro gonna go out there, trying to take down Shakovic. Unfortunately, all he does is just remove that hologram from the equation. And now, no real plant denial utility left. They've both used up their nitro cells. So at this point, gonna just have to use good old-fashioned bullets. That taking a bit of damage here is gonna try and rotate around. Both of them almost being pushed off site here. Meow is trying to still hold his ground, but dealing with a good deal of pressure now from Durag. 30 seconds left. Selma goes out, but unfortunately jammed now. Shakovic trying to maybe help his teammate out here, get that wall open. 20 seconds left, though. They need to get moving now. Shaq spotted there by Meow. Zach gonna try and hold down this initiation side as that Selma goes down. M590 pointed down range. Selma goes out here. Model trying to find one. Shaq looking for a push here. Meow holding down the line. We'll get a headshot on Space. Get it. Zat with a frag on a Model. Shaq will trade out for Meow. 1v1 situation. Low time here. Shakovic push forward. Finds Zat and will get the frag. A clutch there for Durag. And they are now down only 3-2 here. So Yeagerists have almost lost the lead that they developed through that site sweep. Durag are looking here to put it back to essentially square one, bring it back to even.
Attackers
But
need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
unsure at this point. I mean, they did pick up a win. They are on theme. They are on theme, pardon me, on Armory and Throne.
Attackers have discovered
They are 1-1 on this site. They lost the opening round on this objective, and then the fourth round they ended up picking it up. Durag did. And the main difference between their first round and their fourth round was the fact that they were aggressive. They moved. The first round, sure, they got yellow wall, they got vertical, they opened up the floor a bit, they set up some sight lines,
5 seconds.
but then they didn't push. They sort of rotated away, seemingly towards, I think, maintenance wall,
Defuse a bomb.
or barrels wall, pardon me. And then they didn't really push, and so they just allowed Yeagerists to sort of leak out of the site and make plays on them through that breach. The other side, on the other hand, you know, the fourth round, even though they didn't have the ace, even though they didn't get that yellow wall open, they just ran, sort of found the seam in the defense. They were able to catch Zat and Meow unaware, sort of forced themselves into Armory, into Fireplace, and get that necessary kill and then get site control. At least hold on to site control long enough that they could get the plant down, and then they basically just played the numbers game. They did what they needed to do, which was get themselves on site, be aggressive, and sort of get in the face here of Yeagerists. Jakovic takes down NPC there. We're seeing Meow lying below, waiting for a potential opportunity to get a Nitro frag here. Nitro goes out from Jedi Joey. Sets it off, but unfortunately finds nothing except for some shreds of flooring now. Now is Raw looking to maybe make a push here down these yellow stairs again. For Durag, they will slowly make their way towards this objective. Can opener goes down, they will pop up on that site. Nitro from Meow will go out, but unfortunately 0 for 2 on these C4s this round from Yeagerists. Jedi Joey takes down Space Cadet. That Nomad, unfortunately for Durag, has been killed, but at this point, I would assume those air jabs have gone down, so it's not going to really make much of a difference in the outcome of the round besides the loss of another player for Durag. Track sending some frags down. Looking to get some splash damage. They are on to Yeagerists, who have sort of concentrated themselves all on this throne side, trying to deal with the opening again of these yellow walls here. Now at this point, Durag has good position. They have a 4v4, they have utility, they have yellow wall open. They just now need to get an execute down. They don't have smokes, they actually do have smokes, pardon me, Bruv, bringing them as he'll get a frag here onto Meow. Speak of the devil, Zat trying to make a play, unfortunately shut down by Bruv. Janaro, the last one left here, as Mono will take down Jedi Joey. Shaq losing some health courtesy of an EDD set up by Meow. And now low time here, Plant gonna go down. Mono will sneak his way onto the objective and set down the diffuser, looking to stick it. He will stick it here. 4v1 post-plant situation now for Yeagerists. Janaro traded out by Bruv for Model. Does get the headshot, and then ultimately Durag completing the comeback, brings it back to 3 here. And just a strong round from them. Taking a look at scores at half here, tied 3-3 between these two teams. 6-5, 3-3-3, 7-7, 6-2-2. So in terms of just overall getting more kills, Yeagerists has 4 more kills right now than Durag. They did get a site sweep there, but the momentum that they should have gained from it they were unable to continue. You know, they went back to the site, and they essentially let Durag dictate the pace. The first 3 rounds, the Yeagerist round wins. We saw them doing that because they were the aggressors. They were the ones getting in Durag's face and forcing them to play their game, making them uncomfortable. The second time around, Durag, the main problem I would say in their attack throughout that first half was the fact that they were just moving very slowly. I think AA, you put it perfectly, saying 1 minute and haven't entered the building is a yikes. Yeah. I think that was a key issue for Durag, is that they're moving a bit slower than they should be. But the second half of that first half, or I guess the second quarter, however you want to refer to it as, the difference there was that Durag was actually making an effort to get on the objective, making an effort to make a play on the site, you know, pushing themselves into the objective and really forcing the defending team, forcing the Yeagerists to adapt. So now, Fenrir coming out here from Bruh, a bit surprised to see him in use, really, because we just didn't see him at all from Yeagerists. So I'm trying to maybe use those FNAT mines to get something to work here. Meow sends out a Doke call, looking for some intel here, gets shot by one of those Echo Yokai drones by Space Cadet Zat, gonna rotate around, gets a frag on a Shakovic here, over by Shower's side now, maybe looking for a second one, as he has sort of isolated and cleared out this whole initiation side, still however locked in. Bruv on the other side finds one, unfortunately unable to get the frag as Canada will shut him down. And now vertical control solely in the hands here of Durag. Alright, pardon me, of Yeagerists. Durag now losing even more manpower. Jedi Joey shut down there. Unfortunately, those FNAP codes stuck here on those 3 mines. Model the Grinch trying to find that player above, trying to find Canada, maybe looking to get some counter to this vertical play that's going on here, but unfortunately, just not a whole lot of room to operate right now for what remains of Durag, as this yellow wall is opened up here by John Naro, spending those 2 Selmas to get it popped here. About a minute left. Space get it killed there by Zat, up to just Model the Grinch here to try and clutch this round up. Does take down John Naro, looks for another one, but NBC Canada drops the hatch. Drops a headshot right onto Model the Grinch, and we'll get another round here for Yeagerists.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So, good round there by Yeagerists. Again, like I said, somebody has to be the aggressor. And right now it's Yeagerists. You know, they cleared out the roam. They got vertical control. They threw the Selmas down on yellow, which allowed them to just pry open the whole site. And then they disassembled what remained of Durag. The other thing is that I think Durag put way too many roamers out. You know, putting out Bruh, as well as Space Cadet and Shaq, all above, all roaming. Just didn't, they cleared top floor with 145 left, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they took it one noticeable contrast, and admittedly we're only one round in here to the Durag's defenses, but Durag was taking considerably longer to clear out fewer players from Yeagerists to clear out their roam. It would take them considerably longer. They would be left with, I think, a minute and a half at most left. Jedi Joey gonna take down Bruh. Nate can actually get the opening kill here for Yeagerists. Looking for a second one. Wallbang onto Bruh. Wow, Shakovic taken down there by Meow. Looking for another one. Space Cadet is killed there. And seems as though Durag is collapsing here almost. I do not understand what's going on. They just lost their entire team in a minute, and most of those players weren't even. I don't think any of the players were on site. Jedi Joey gonna spearhead a flawless round here for Yeagerists, gets a 3K and a 2-round lead here for this attacking team. So yeah, and as you pointed out here, yikes. Yeah.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Time to turtle. Yeah. I would say turtling is a bit extreme, but they definitely need to pull back on their roam. It is taking Zat and the rest of Yeagerists less time to clear out more roamers from Durag than it took Durag to clear out 2 roamers from Yeagerists. Durag is sending up 3 guys. I think last round they had 4 players off-site. And they're all just getting shredded. None of them are, in my opinion, none of them are truly roaming. None of them are getting kills. None of them are really wasting time. None of them are killing drones. They are not being a pain. They are not being an issue for Yeagerists. Yeagerists is just running right through them right now. So now, Yeagerists trying to push forward, push against this bunk and daycare hold, and a bit strange that they had half of their team droning there for a minute. And now Nitro gonna go out from Brav, shuts down Canada, not the way that Yeagerists wanted to start it, but frankly, just a bit dull until somebody decides to just get the party started, per se. Control completely free, yeah. Nobody's on control, nobody's on initiation, nobody's roaming office. They've left this entire area just easy to take. I'm not sure. I think they're trying to deny a cafe push here, but that's clearly not the goal here for Yeagerists. You know, sure, you have Jedi Joey on the backside, maybe looking to get a flank down, looking to put some pressure on the objective, but that is clearly not where Yeagerists' efforts are being concentrated here. Dokal gonna go out from Meow, provide some intel for them, and as you can see, some is gonna go out here. 2 of them now opening up a notable hole in this wall. Nitro goes out, doesn't get anybody. Jedi Joy taken down by Space Cadet here on the objective. Maybe looking for another one now. Jannar losing the last of his utility there to get a wall open on that office side. They've pretty much just split open this whole side, this whole southern side of this side of the top floor part. And me Model will take down Jannaro, and all of a sudden this push here is disintegrated for Yeagerists. Zat will gun down Model, making it look like light work there. Still, however, heavily outnumbered now against Durag. 30 seconds left. Meow looking for a kill here. Shakovic taking a bit of damage now. Space gonna maybe looking to support him. Meow will take down 1. Runs into an FNAT mine as he's trying to take down, I think that's Bravo on yellow stairs. 2 of them gonna rotate around, dropping the diffuser there. Zat maybe looking to push onto the yellow side again. Here, Meow trying to make something happen here. Gonna run his way onto site. Catches an FNAT. Shot through the knife hole by Shaq, and then Brub will finish it off. And Durag finally coming back to life here. Still, however, losing, but do manage to pick up a round.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Deploying razor wire.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So Durag showing signs of life here. Do finally pick up a round, and as AA said, they just turtled. They didn't send out a single roamer. Sure, they had guys holding sort of near sight. You know, that I think that was the warden of Shack. You know, holding arcade, top arcade. Pardon me.
5 seconds left before insertion.
But they didn't ever have somebody just over in Timbuktu
Objective is to defuse.
roaming on some random area of the objective or of the building. You know, they just sort of concentrated their efforts on the objective, and that's what really helped them later in the round, is because they didn't afford Yeagerists any opportunity to get momentum heading throughout the round. They didn't allow them a roam to clear. They didn't allow them to get into a man advantage early in the round and really ride that wave throughout the rest of that attack. Instead, Yeagerists had to just sort of push their way onto the objective, which seemed discombobulated that last round and just unsure of what exactly to do. They sort of slowed down as the round went through. So at this point, probably gonna just try and go back to the drawing board quickly. They are in the lead here. They're a round away from match point. You know, they have all the pieces that they need in order to put this game away, and they did just go 3 and 3. They had a site sweep on defense, so they clearly have skills on that defensive side, but they should not be crutching on that overtime possibility. They do need to get some rounds here. Shakovic takes down Zat, gets a headshot here for his team, and the opening kill will actually go the way of Durag. I think the first time in a while that we've seen that. And statistically speaking, as Bro will take down Meow, even getting worse here for Yeagerists. As I was saying, statistically speaking, typically the team that gets the opening frag wins the round. From what I remember. That's what the statistics have shown. And so, Durag, that combined with this now 5-3 lead with a minute and 15 left is putting them in a very, very strong situation. Brown Nate maybe looking to pre-fire one of the remaining members of Yeagers. John Naro will take down one. NPC Canada, however, taken down there by Shakovic. Joey maybe looking to get a play through this wall here, through that cafe wall, through essentially fallen. The model going to take a lot of damage now. Essentially, a strong gust of wind could kill him at this point. Run 8 will take down Jedi Joey. Jonaro will trade him out, however. The Fenrir are out of the round now, but still Jonaro heavily outnumbered and locked in. Bruv gets an easy kill for him, and Durag back to even here.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So Durag again able to persevere on the site. Again, a very site-heavy hold. And so they do manage to make another comeback here. Bringing it back to even and tee up a pretty important round here, round 11. Next team to win a round will get guaranteed overtime for themselves and their first opportunity at putting it away at match point. As AEA said here, real key for Yeagerists if they want to put this back together and finish this game out is that, you know, as he says, I'm going to quote him directly, they need to put pressure at one spot and rotate over to the other side and keep ghost pressure. Durag just committed to holding one spot and Yeagers just trying to push through. I mean, that was an issue for Durag as well, particularly on this initiation and office site, but as you said, they do need to be putting pressure on other parts of the site, particularly where utility is not concentrated, particularly where manpower is not concentrated. We saw Durag basically just descend on this cafe side. They put all their utility there, they put everything around that area, and that allowed them a lot easier time than if they had had to worry as well about waiting, or about, you know, about somebody on the break side, or maybe having somebody go up arcade, try to pressure there, but instead it was just very one-dimensional from Yeagerists, and ended up costing them the round.
Bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Shakovic takes down John R, looking for a second one, possibly spots the Yana there of Jedi Joey. Trying to take him out there, but very key kill. Took the diffuser down, unable to hold it though, it seems. No, never mind. Shakovic takes down Jedi Joey as well. Double kill for the Vigil. And an important lead now for Durag to hold. NPC Canada takes down Brunate here. 3v3 Zat will take down Shakovic. Puts his team back at even, and does get rid of that roam here from Durag. I think this is the first round in a while where we've seen them actually have a dedicated roam, and it worked out, I'd say. I mean, diffuser is still down. It's stuck outside. They don't have, attacking Team Yeagerists, they don't have any secondary hard breach. Canada brought flashbangs. He didn't bring that can opener. Janaro was the first kill. He was the guy playing entry for some reason. No, not Yana, not Jedi Joey. Not Meow. Surely not Canada. Instead, you have Janara going in. Your only hard breach. And he's the opening frag. So you now have no hard breach. You have a minute left to push Armory and Throne without a hard breach. This round seems to have landed unless Durag messes up majorly. But with 35 seconds left, a 3v3, and walls safe, this round seems to have landed squarely in the lap here of Durag. Mainly due to just poor coordination and poor effort there from Yeagerists. Now trying to push connector here. And that's going to be in Canada pushing in. Model will take down one, looking for a second one here possibly. Space Cadet takes down Zat. He's actually killed 3K from Canada. He'll force himself onto the objective, forcing 2 kills. They're looking for the third here, possibly onto Model, who's just going to be sitting in this corner with that M590. Swings him head. Actually, not a headshot, but 1 shot, 1 kill. Canada will fall. Model able to perform the save there for Durag. And bit risky there. For a second, I think Durag were sweating a bit, but they do now have match point here. I mean, probably shouldn't have been as close as it was, but Durag ended up getting the round win. They had 35 seconds left. They had sight still. They had a 3v3. They were in even number situation. They had all the walls. And then they just let Canada get a push onto the backside. I think they all just model pickup, yeah. I would agree with that's probably a good pickup here for Durag overall. But you know, I think that the other issue is that they got too focused on I think it was Meow and Janaro or Zat on connector, and they just let Canada walk onto backside on that throne area and decimate the roamers, or the Durag defenders that were on that side.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Jammer. Kona on standby. Jammer ready. Activate jammer.
sorry. Got that fix him back. I don't think Axe is playing entry. I think he was on drone. Wish it was supposed to the drone hole. Check out him through that. Okay, drone hole, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. It's just, I don't think that he should be exposing himself to that kind of risk. Getting picked off that early in the round kind of forces a whole team, especially when you don't have a backup, such as Buck and bringing secondary hard reach or a different operator bringing that. It just sort of forces a team to reconsider its whole game plan. So now, Durag returning here looking for pretty much another end to their side sweep. Gennaro runs right into a Nitro there, or from Bruv. Does down him, doesn't finish him off, unfortunately, for that Valkyrie. Maybe looking to finish him off here, but so far no luck. Brunade will fall back here, does take a solid bit of damage. Now going to look to heal himself back up. Gennaro very low, but he will get rezzed here. Canada takes down Shakovic, trying to think this game away here. Durag with a minute left in a 5v4 situation. Canada trying to pressure this break side. Nate will take down, actually be taken down, pardon me, by Canada. Double kill from the Hibana here. Gennaro opening up this wall. 50 seconds left. Now setting out his final Selma onto this yellow side. Space Cadet going to back up here. Model Lagrange trying to hold down this yellow area. From Dig here. Bruv killed by Jedi Joey. Space Cadet the last one left here. As Zat and Jedi Joey will get picks here for Yeagerists and look to force overtime. 1v5 situation here. Space Cadet spots one. Unable to get the frag, however. Encircled by Yeagerist players. Plant will go down. Meow will pick him up. And Yeagerists will force overtime. Yeah. I mean, fair, he got killed through the arcade drone hole, but still, just, in my opinion, shouldn't be putting himself through that risk. And at the same time, a smart play from Shaq in getting that frag.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So after two halves here, Shakovic leading Durag with 11, Meow, or Jedi Joey in terms of points leading Yeagerists. In terms of kills, it's Zat with 11, but 8, 10, 11, 8, 10, 11, 7, 6, 6, 7. After that, this round used Joey to apply ghost pressure on Cafe. He took full dragon, an initiation take. Yeah, I think the other thing to keep in mind is that they had Canada applying pressure from break, and he got two frags for them, just playing the windows. So that also really helped them. But just ultimately able to use that to their full benefit. So now, Yeagerists, as AA has mentioned, Yeagerists need to be applying ghost pressure or looking for some sort of pincer. They need to be making their push not one-dimensional here. That was a key issue in some of their attacks, was that they just sort of let Durag just sort of descend upon their push and make easy pickings out of it. But if Durag wants to, if Yeagerists wants to pick this up, they are going to need to start applying some varied pressure here. Zat gonna send his drone in, quickly taken down by locked in Bruv as they're looking for, I think, a control take here. They do have top dragon control already. Model the range takes down Zat. The Lion goes down. Unfortunately, no more pressure provided by that Lion EU-1D drone as now Candelas go out there. Meow doesn't do anything really besides blinding Model for a significant period of time. But beyond that, John are able to get something going here. He'll take down Space Cadet. Looks for potentially a second frag here. Maybe looking to get a pick onto one of these players over on Bunk. Does not spot, however, Grenade who gets the kill there. Able to capitalize on just setting up a simple melee hole at the bottom and using a bit of help from that shield that was set up, which is covered by that ADS. And ultimately gets pretty standard kill there. Easy kill, I'd say. Onto him. Jedi Joey and Meow will fall. Model and Shaq. And again here, just a rather one-dimensional push from Yeagerists, who have pretty much just allowed this Durag team to collapse onto it and to dictate the pace. Canada will get one on Shaq, looking for potentially a second here. Nitro goes out, and Model the Grinch blows Canada away. And picks up Randy for Durag. Overtime match point. Durag back in the lead here. If they want to win this, because keep in mind that they got sideswept at the start of this game. They were looking very bad at the start of this game, but they've gotten hot, and now they're looking to put this away here. If Durag wants to win, what they are going to have to do is be the aggressor. They are doing well at, getting walls open, clearing out the roam, although I would say they're moving too slowly at doing those things, which is another issue, is that they need to move faster. But they're going down the checklist and they're filling everything out. They're clearing out the roam, they're setting up vertical, they are getting the wall open, but then they're not getting an execute down, or they weren't in those first 3 rounds. 4th round, everything sort of changed. What they did is that even without, getting a wall open, they went out and they were the aggressors. They ran right through sort of the Achilles heel of the Yeagerist defense through connector and then took armory, and that was what led them to victory, was the fact that they actually went and just sort of lunged for the jugular. Now, pardon me. Yeagerists, if they want to win this, they're going to need to rely on sort of both parts of their defense. They are not as aggressive of a roaming team as Durag, it seems, although this round they have all their players off-site, which is very unusual for them and does open up a big opportunity for Durag if they realize it and are able to capitalize, especially considering that the closest hatch to site, which is that yellow hatch, is boarded up and reinforced, as it's currently just sat on OBJ. But they're gonna have to rely on their roam, taking up a lot of time, getting some frags ideally, and destroying some drones in utility for Durag. Canada will take down Bruh Nate. Locked in Bruh falls in the hands of Meow there. The bandit able to get a kill here for Yeagerists, who are trying to put themselves back at match point and maybe put this game back in contention. So Shakovic and Model will get frags now onto Janaro, onto Jedi Joey. Model maybe looking for another one, but at this point just shooting at nothing here as Meow is falling back. Actually, pardon me, he is not. He's still in showers, making his presence known. Will light up Model the Grinch. Spots the hologram there of Shakovic. Downs Model the Grinch. Now maybe looking to finish that one off, as trying to deal with Space Cadet as well. Nitro will go out. Probably overkill there, as he'll get a double kill finish off Model the Grinch. 3K from Meow, however, as Space Cadet, the last one left here on a 1v2 situation, guns down Meow, and Zat Match on the line, 1v1 against Space Cadet. 30 seconds left. Trying to pick this one up here for Durag. Now, mind you, no walls have been opened here. So, Space Cadet has to make his choice known. He has to pick a barricade and go through it. He has 15 seconds left. Gonna now try and push through this thrown side from Dragon, trying to maybe find Zat, trying to take him down. Zat lying in wait with the M590, ready to fire, running in. Space Cadet blinded, actually. Space Cadet's gonna swing blinded as well, trying to find him, and Zat will clutch up. 7-7 forces sudden death here between these two teams. And wow. I think Space Cadet whiffed on that flash. Did end up blinding Zat, but blinded himself as well. And so, ultimately, you know, he just could not. That was scary, yeah. That was scary for both teams. You know, I think the other thing to keep in mind is that for Yeagerists, you know, they just relied on winning a close-up gunfight. The M590 was real key to winning that. I would say that if he had the MP5K, that might not have gone as well as it did. But just breathing a sigh of relief now. This defending team, formerly defending, now attacking, with the match on the line here, Yeagerists going to need to pick this last round up here. They need to win this. They have been in the driver's seat for most of this match, but they keep on letting Durag back in. They keep on making mistakes that Durag is able to capitalize. And then luckily, at the last moment, you know, Zat or Meow or NPC Canada, they make some key plays that keep them alive, keep them in this match.
5 seconds remaining. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Now, Durag, they have one shot, one opportunity here. So, the key for them is going to be, can they effectively force the push from Yeagerists to become one-dimensional? On the other side, Yeagerists, they need to put some variety in the way that they attack. They need to have some pressure, either real or ghost pressure. They need to be placing it on Durag's hold. They need to be making something happen. And right now, I'm not sure if they can. We've seen rounds where they've done that successfully, where they've, you know, applied pressure onto the objective from more than just one single wall. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, we've also seen rounds where they just push right through Durag's hold and end up getting turned into Swiss cheese. So if they want to win this, they are going to have Canada or someone else or multiple players really make their presence known. Flash is going out here. Canada trying to get this open. It's actually having to deal with the MPX shots going out there from Locked In Bruv, clearing out those Hibana pellets now. Another flash will go out. Canada has used almost all of his utility at this point. I mean, he did use a bunch of it on just getting sucked up by Bruv, sitting over on the arcade valve. Joey will get a bit of a easy kill for himself. Ends up picking off Bruh on a Claymore. It's got to be an embarrassing way to finish this match out, is dying to a Claymore. And now, luckily for Yeagerists, they have a minute left here. Probably not the best spot for them to be in terms of for Durag to be in terms of manpower. And they do have, Yeagerists do have this opening frag. They do have the wind in their sails to an extent. Now they just have to finish the push here. Jedi Joey trying to make his presence known, trying to get a push down onto this bunk side, getting some soft things from his teammates as to the presence of that mute model, the Grinch right in the corner. They're trying to maybe find him and kill him. Does get spot the corner of his head there. trying to now finish him off. I mean, they all know where he is. They're just trying to now actually kill him. Model gonna get an easy kill with the M590, trying to find him and finish him off. Meow will actually swing on the other side. Here, down and out, courtesy of Meow, traded out. Space Cadet gonna now try and hold down this daycare sign, maybe looking for one to push down that yellow hall. Meow falls the hands of Bruv, looking to maybe get another kill for himself here. Shakovic and Space Cadet gonna come to life now. John Nara, the last one left, match on the line, 10 seconds left, no time. Swung by many members of Durag. Space Cadet, however, will get the killing blow onto Yeagerists, and Durag will win 8-7, 14-10, 12-11, 9-13, 9-12, 7-10. KD there for Durag, and as Shakovic relaxes as a drink, finally putting Yeagerists to bed, getting a couple more points here for Durag. Game well played for both teams.
GG. Yeah. I didn't even want to fucking talk.